Oh, how can I piss the black community off today? They said I was a bedwench and I better stay with white men. Well, listen up, nigga. I have not even dated a white man well, I've been on dates, but like actually dated, it might have been about a decade now. I have been clean from the white man for 10 years. Oh my God! The evil white man. I've also been clean from the black man for some time. Some time. No, but in all seriousness, what I want to talk about today, I got to do these type of things just to, cause some friction, some drama. Black people, you know that you love drama. Men love drama. They won't admit it, but they love this type of drama. They feed off that shit. All that all that negative energy just making your blood pressure rise. They love that drama. And I'm going to give it to you. So in this video, I want to talk about the YN. Like, I must be slow because I just been hearing people use the term YN in the last couple months. I never heard people use that before. So, if you don't know what YN is, it means young, Nigga. So, what kind of bothers me is when I do hear people use this term, it's almost as if it's almost cool to say this. I don't know. I just think differently. I guess because, I don't know, man. I just sometimes, African Americans, ADOS, foundational black Americans, they get on my nerves. I don't like the way that they think on certain topics and issues. I'm sure a lot of people don't like the way that I think, but it's the way that I think. So, I just don't understand why it's so glamorized to be a YN. And I don't understand why black women like YNs. I don't get it. Like, I never did. Growing up, I swear, I put it on everything. I never was attracted to this mess. Never. Like, not me. I was never attracted to this type of mess. So I just don't understand what is the attraction. Like, we could even say, like, when you're young, you're a teenager, you're still in high school. Okay, I'll give you that. But when you're an actual woman, you're like over 25, 27, you thinking like, oh, I want to have a family. I want to get married. I want to have a man and all that. Like, I don't understand what type of woman in her right mind would even entertain a YN or somebody like that, because you would think that I honestly feel like people just in general, but definitely black women, they do not know how to vet and they do not know how to date. I feel like a lot of people just go on dates with people that holler at them, in the streets or on dating apps, or people they just find attractive. But like, do you guys actually vet properly? Like, do you ask questions that are actually important? And when you get the answer, if it doesn't line up with who you are and where you believe that you are going to be headed in your life, do you end things or do you drag them out? Like, well, let's just say, for example, you go on a date with someone. Doesn't even have to be a YN. It could just be a guy. And, okay, you're like, because, a lot of people operate off these timelines like, oh, I'm 28. I'm running out of time. I got to hurry up and get married, or else, whatever, negative things they heard about people that don't get married by a particular time. So you're like, I'm 28. I have a college degree. I have some money saved up, whatever. I want to get married. I want to start a family. And then you go on a date with someone that doesn't want that, or they don't want it right now, or maybe you are good in your finances. You got your degree. You might even own a home, but they don't have those things. So you two are not actually really compatible, but maybe he's cute or he has potential, all this stuff. Like, some people will say date potential, or like they want you to date them when they didn't have anything. But I mean, at a certain age, can you keep dating people and hoping for the best? At what age do you stop doing that? Like, I'm sorry, you're like over 30. You cannot be dating for potential and hoping that they're going to become something. Like, this person, I'm sorry. Women, listen up. You got to date people who take the initiative in their life. Why would you want to date someone you got to be like babying? You gotta like hold their hand, help them, and all this. Like, I gotta help myself. Every person has to help themselves. I'm not about to be babying somebody who's like 27, 30, 32, 35, 40 years old. You're out your mind. You're out your mind. You better go get your mom to help you. And it's just ridiculous. I just honestly think that Black women do not know how to date. A lot of Black women do not know how to date. I think a lot of people focus on looks or something that doesn't, things that don't actually matter. Like, a lot of time, like, dating is, I'm not going to say dating is easy. It's not. But I think that if people vetted properly, like the people that are actually serious. Now, I know that everyone is not seriously looking for marriage or, a long-term relationship. But of the people that are actually looking for this, man or woman, if you just ask, if you get to know someone and you ask the things that are most important to you, you can save a lot of time. There is no reason why someone should be like, well, at 6 months, they told me this. Well, why didn't you ask these things in the beginning? Maybe you're Christian and you want to find a Christian man. Well, I don't know. Could you maybe ask him on the first date? Like, and sometimes you don't want to ask questions where like the person thinks if I don't answer this correctly, I'm out. But like, look, at the end of the day, most people, we're gonna marry like one person. I don't need to appeal to 1,000 men or to, like, because I'm never gonna marry 1,000 men. I just need that one man for me. That's it. So I just feel like Black women don't vet proper. I feel like a lot of problems that people have in their life is because maybe they were afraid to ask questions. They didn't really know how to date. Maybe their parents never told them how to date. My parents never told me how to date. I had to figure these things out on my own. So, myself included, I'm no better. But I think that I always say this. For the most part, like your core system, like who you are, stick to your values, your morals, and do not change. I don't think that people should be like, now there's going to be certain things like you might have to be flexible here. Like, we're not going to get everything that we want in another person. It doesn't matter who you are or how much money you have or how you look. You're never going to get everything that your heart desires. You're not. It's just the way that life is. But there's going to be certain things about yourself that that you need. And if you didn't have that, you'd be very unhappy. And you have to just stick to those, values that you have for yourself. Because you don't want to be in a relationship and going like, oh, I settled here and I always hated smoking and he smokes. And I'm like, for me, I ain't putting up with that. You smoke. I don't want to change nobody. I'm not even going to tell you that it's bad for you or whatever. If that's what you like to do, it's what you like to do. And, we're just not going to be, we're not compatible. Because I'm not about to have that up in my life. That's just something I'm not willing to deal with. So, let me know what you guys think about this video. Why do Black women love YNs? Like, why? Like, I don't get it. Like, I honestly don't get it. I don't see the attraction. Like, do they like danger? Like, I don't know. I'm not one of these women, so I can't answer the question. Definitely not what I would go for. Not anything I've ever been attracted to. So let me know. Like, are they just better and better? Is it just like when you just see them, like you're just attracted to this? Like, let me know. Am I missing out? Should I just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna go get a thug? Let me know.